Recording is on.
And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Potter.
I'm trying not to laugh because I just saw a really funny tweet and I'm about to fail.
And we got my man Tony.
What's going on, everybody?
And anybody else comes in, they come in. Yo, fellas, how we doing today?
Yeah, still grieving, but we still good. We still good.
All right, that's all right. That's gonna be the first thing we get into. So without further ado, let's get started. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. The 41-year-old international basketball star died in a helicopter crash along with his daughter, Gianna Bryant, and seven other people involved in the helicopter crash. The future NBA Hall of Famer leaves behind a wife, $3, and a legacy that inspires millions of people around the world. Fellas, so I ask you, what's going through your mind when you think of Kobe's death and how you remember Kobe?
Oh man, bro. Like I remember I remember when I heard it cuz like you posted it and the very first thing I told you is you lying. Like you capping. Like there's no way. And then more like news articles started coming out that this dude actually died and I'm like, bro, like I couldn't believe it. It was like Michael Jackson all over again. I'm just in denial. Like at this point, I'm just like, he's not dead. There's no way. Like this Kobe Bryant. Like this is Kobe motherfucking Bryant. Like I was born in '94. When I was watching basketball coming up, I was watching him. Like that was the name. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you had your Michael Jordans, you had your Magic Johnsons, you had your Shaqs. My favorite player of all time, Tracy McGrady, like the Kevin Garnett's, the Carmelo Anthony's, the Allen Iversons, like of course you're gonna have those, but there was just always something about Kobe. Like people, like even if you were a Lakers fan, you'd be watching this man's games. Even if you hated the Lakers, like you couldn't help but respect Kobe. Like you know that if your team fought against Kobe, you started sweating a little bit because it's like, bruh. Like I remember when I was growing up, I would sweat whenever the Lakers would play the Rockets because it's like, bruh, they got Kobe and they got Shaq. Like holy shit. But it actually made you excited to watch because Kobe like was a very entertaining basketball player to watch. Just how he would react to certain things and his explosiveness when he's dribbling the ball and everything. Like he actually created a lane for himself, which is really rare to do and to see when you're watching basketball nowadays. So when this dude passed away, I'm like, what? Like like you can't even find words to describe that feeling of even if you don't know this person personally, just the impact that they had on your lives, especially when you coming up and you watching this person. Like you can't fake that type of like connection. And it's not a connection that I only share, millions of other people shared that too. So Twitter crashed when we found out this dude died, and then on top of that, the daughter who was going to carry his legacy, the one who was playing basketball, young Mamba Sita, Gigi, her like, bro, they were not even a few days ago, they were just at a basketball game and he was breaking the game down and it became a meme. Like, she's gone too. Like, only at 13 years old, like it was too much. It was way too much. And the seven others that lost their lives, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't forget about them. We should send our condolences because those were the teammates of Gigi and some of the family members and the pilot as well. So it was really sad to see all of them go down because of not even pilot error, but just the conditions that they were flying in. It was really sad to see them go like that, especially something as horrific as a helicopter crash. Like, and when you realize the reason why they was in a helicopter in the first place, because Kobe, wanted to be with his kids and stuff like he had it all planned out, and for him to go like that, leaving behind a legacy at only 41 years old, like that shit hit me. I remember Monday I was supposed to be working and like the sky was gray that day. Like, bro, I was just somber. I was really feeling it that Monday. I was like, bruh, this is hitting me hard. And the last celebrity that died that really, really, really affected me was like Eddie Guerrero. I cried when Eddie Guerrero passed away. Like that was my boy. And now you took Kobe from me. I just lost La Parka too, wrestling legend La Parka. Then we also lost The Rock's father. Like, bro, it was too much. I had like that was a day I had to just actually just feel it because this one hurt. This one fucking hurt.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and it's like the words can't describe. Like the I can repeat all the stuff you said, but everything you said was like right. But I'm gonna say something different though, right? So when I found out, I called Jameson and I was like, Jameson, you heard about this? My wife told me, and I'm in Burger King, and she was like, yeah, it was a helicopter crash and Kobe Bryant died. I was like, stop playing this fake. We in the thing. And I called Jameson. I'm like, Jameson, did you look this up? He was like, hold on, let me look it up. He was like, I see an article. I see a couple of articles. Oh man, it is true. And it just messed my head up still. Another thing that happened was that a comedian on Instagram and Twitter was talking about he was glad that Kobe died because he's a rapist. And now they got a lot of Kobe fans looking for him right now. Um,
Yeah, his name is Ari Shafir.
yeah, he's a comedian, and what it is that ever since he made that statement, he can't get a job at none of his spots that he was going to do a stand up at. Now it's a group of people looking around trying to get him now. But it is like real serious, man. Like, I mean, when you realize, let me tell you, when y'all make a shot at a trash can, what's the name you say when you about to make that shot?
Kobe.
Kobe. It ain't nobody else. You know you ain't gonna say no shot because you know you gonna miss that jump. It's always Kobe. It's always Kobe, man. It's that name from
I will give
regardless
you
of
Kobe, but I will give you Kobe, but I was a Jordan fan, so and a Bulls fan, so I say Jordan. But yeah, Kobe was second. I said Kobe a couple times too.
yeah, but it sound better with Kobe because you let that jump ring off your tongue. You be like Kobe. Then make that little on switch when you about to do the trash can, and the thing about it is that a lot of basketball legends. That's the only thing that a lot of races get together and celebrate and be one with is these players, regardless of what race you are. And it's not just a black community. It's just the world itself is feeling its hurt together about
Yeah.
how special Kobe is. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, Kobe been through generations. Like you say, he was in the '90s, and I was born in '81. So I grew up when he was like before he started, but even when he started, especially especially like when he went with Shaq and by him being with the Laker and that he said he wanted to stay and die like it, he didn't want to leave. And he's like I think he's the one of the only few players that staying with the same team his whole career that he started with, and the impact is big, and he will surely be missed.
I would say I'm gonna say this. Both of y'all hit it exactly on the points. How everybody felt about Kobe, how a lot of people was trying to put dirt on Kobe's name after he died, and not just Ari Shafir. There was a bunch of feminists that kept bringing up his rape case, even though he was acquitted and found not guilty. A lot of people um, was still trying to bring it up for some reason, and I think the most important thing I believe that came out of this whole death thing was I always say me and Father, we've been saying this since the beginning. We started this podcast. We always say men are emotional. You just really don't see it much. And this is I don't know if it's just Kobe, but like a lot of black men was just it's not just father, not just Tony, even myself. I felt it. Like a lot of black men felt it. It's like you grew up with this man. You watched this man like put in the work ethic. You watched the hard work he put in. You watch him get 5 rings, even if he was a Laker fan or not. Like you know what this man personified. So like watching like our some of our other favorite basketball players like Shaq, like seeing how that choked them up, it was just like it made me choke up even more. Like watching T Mac getting choked up about it. I'm pretty sure it made Father choke up. Like it proves my point when I tell people that men are emotional, but it's just like we're not just going to cry over little shit. If it's something that's really near and dear to us, you will see the emotion. And I wish it didn't have because I really wish it didn't have to get to Kobe dying, but at the same time, I think a lot of people it did open a lot of eyes of how people like or how men express their emotions because not just crying, but sometimes you see the excitement in people. You'll see people reminiscing about their favorite Kobe moment, or like where was you when even us talking about when you throw a shot up, you yelling Kobe. It's just you're seeing all this just unveiled before your eyes, and it's just like I feel like to me, it's just finally is getting the recognition or is proving my point and is proving father's point that yeah, men are emotional. We are emotional as fuck. It's just that sometimes we're not just gonna cry over little shit. Maybe it's just maybe something that's really close to us. Yes, you'll see it, but not stuff that was really close to us. And Kobe was close to everybody. So let me ask you a question. Not and Tony already pointed on it. The Ari Shafir thing he was talking about. Now that he was dead, that he was celebrating his death and about a rape case that Kobe beat. And then not just him, there was a lot of people doing that. And plus, there's been like black women saying that you shouldn't mourn his death because all his money is going to a non-black woman. It's like, how do y'all feel about when people say things like that?
Well, I feel that it's always gonna be negative stuff that comes out. Um, in a situation like this, a lot of people will say it won't be on one side of the coin on a situation where there's somebody will always it always be a group of people that will say something negative about something like that. But the few points is like on the spider web of these things is you gotta think about like how it came out too. Um, how the TMZ announced it before his relatives or his wife even knew about it, and she had found out on the news, or that a lot of the family people wasn't really known like that. That also died in the car. I mean, in the helicopter crash. It was just a lot of. It was a lot of negative that came out, and I think the all the positive will overtop the negative. But that was just some of the things that also that was the problem too. Like it was a husband and wife and daughter that was on a plane that died. And what it was is that a lot of key people saying like Kobe, he died, and then later they found out that his daughter died, and then later on they said about the other victims on there. A lot of people was talking about the negative stuff, but you always gonna get that.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off what you said because what you said is very true, and I also want to add that like Kobe Bryant was an international superstar, but when it comes to the black community, we have a lot of people that you know what I'm saying that we look up to. Most of the people that we really look up to never go off clean. Like Name someone from the black community that like all of us love. Like we love Malcolm X, we love Martin Luther King, we love what's his name? We loved Michael Jackson, we loved Prince, but they never like every time they have a legacy, we always I mean, of course their legacy is great, but they never have a clean, they never go out clean. You know what I'm saying? Their death is always shrouded in they either get murdered or someone done stole something from them, or or the outside people outside of the black community remember them for other shit. Like we never have anyone to go like that we can say that went out clean, that went out without any like controversy, without any issues or whatever. But if someone like John McCain died, you know what I'm saying? They're always gonna talk about what a great president he was and shit like that. And then you come to find out, you do some research on John McCain, he did some pretty messed up shit. You know what I'm saying? As a time as a politician. So like the fact that these people keep bringing up his rape case and not the fact that this man not only died but his daughter died as well, like not that's just evil to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just like evil as hell, and it's not fair that that's what you're gonna remember that man for. Like it just doesn't make sense at all to me, and that's what really hurt me too. Like Kobe Bryant was the closest thing that we had of someone that we looked up to that didn't really have like that blemish. I mean, of course, there was that rape case, but not only was he acquitted, but he actually took accountability for the situation that he was in. Not saying that he raped her or didn't, but like he did take accountability for him being in that situation. And, you know, he worked his ass off to, you know, rid himself of that. That's why he created the Black Mamba shit in the first place. So the fact that this man from that age took accountability and worked hard to ensure that you like he could clear his name and people could look up to him and shit like that. He did his job. And I think that's what we should remember the most. Not only was he just a great basketball player, he was just a great human being in general.
I agree with both of y'all, and so I think what I want to add is just like, especially for people like Ari Shaffir and the people that was trying to bring up his rape case and all that other stuff. I don't know why would you bring it up in the first place, and then like a lot of people who say that, like, this is like I told a lot of my friends when Chris Brown, when they lied on when the woman lied on Chris Brown and she basically lied on a rape case, and then they found out she was lying, and Chris Brown was going off on her and was talking about the bitches lying. A lot of people say he was doing too much, but I defended Chris Brown, and this is why I'm saying that, because even when you're acquitted, even when you're found not guilty, people want to bring it up, and the fact that, like, first off, I don't like. I've heard of Ari Shaffir, never watched his comedy. Like, this is why I believe in karma, because you're getting everything you get. And I've also said this is like, there's a couple people I feel like people will like literally fight you for. For women, it's Beyonce. For men, I'm pretty sure it's Kobe, and maybe other people, but damn sure, Kobe, because I know in LA when like they're really serious about Kobe, and like it's like, how you say it, there's Laker fans and then there's Kobe fans. It's
Yeah.
like there's people that's really die hard like Kobe fans, and like you doing that, like I feel like you're gonna get everything you deserve. I don't think he's ever gonna step foot in LA again. I'm pretty sure people gonna have his face remembered. And for those that, you know, also the women that like telling people not to mourn because he's leaving his money to uh a white
She's
woman or something
Mexican.
like that. Was she Spanish?
She's Mexican.
She's Mexican.
Yeah.
First thing is first. It's like, is why do you care? Who else he's supposed to leave his fucking money to? It's like, where do you want him to leave his money to? It's like, it's not about you. And if I may quote Father, it's not about you. All right, it was like a man just died. His daughter was in there. There was other people on that plane. The last thing I want to worry about is who's going to get his money. That's just Let's just celebrate what the man done gave to us, and his hard work ethic and the mama mentality he tried to steal on people. Let's just celebrate that. Don't celebrate no talking about no dumb shit or any of that. Because anyway, y'all got any last words before we move on to our next topic?
I just want to add on to what you said real quick about people complaining that his money's going to his wife.
Go
Like,
ahead.
I understand that his wife isn't black, but you also have to understand they were high school sweethearts, if I remember correctly. So they got together really young and stayed together to this day. So the and also Kobe wasn't a coon anyway. So it's not like the dude married her and said black women ain't shit. Black women are this, black women are that. He never said that shit. So for you to say that is like you said, it's like mind your own business and it's not about them. And second of all, like that's a woman that lost her husband and her child. Of course the money should go to her. Who's it supposed to go to? And I just find it funny how people have all this have like they have everything to say, but they don't really realize what fucking happened. Like, yeah, you lost a celebrity, but that woman lost her husband. That woman lost her child in the same day. You couldn't fathom. I'm just saying.
I think also I will put in that regardless of whatever you gonna do in life, and it shouldn't even be like this. You could save the world. You could be a superhero, but it's always gonna be that one person gonna bring up your one mistake out your whole life. And thinking that should be the only thing that matters as your legacy, or anything that happened in your life is the negative thing, that one thing. He did a lot for other kids. He did a lot for charities. He was always humble. He just he got a nomination for his movie that he did uh not too long ago. I
Yeah, it was
just
called Dear Basketball. It was called Dear
yeah, that's it.
Basketball.
Yeah, it's just I don't get it. Like, like in your whole life, regardless of whatever you're gonna do, it's always gonna be somebody gonna talk negative with you. The only thing that matters, even if he'd have married a white girl, even if he married an Asian girl, whatever, long as he was happy, he was humble, he was good, that's the only thing matter. You gotta live your life for you. You can't live your life for other people, because if you keep doing that, you ain't gonna have no life at all.
All right, well said, gentlemen. Let's get on to the next topic. This year's Royal Rumble was in Houston in Minute Maid Park, where 30 men and women compete to throw each other over the top. Oh shit! Oh, I thought I was muted. My bad. Let me start over. This year's Royal Rumble was in Houston in Minute Maid Park, where 30 men, 30 women compete to throw each other over the top rope to earn a spot in the main events of WrestleMania. On the women's side, we got Charlotte, who won for the women, and on the men's side, we got Drew McIntyre, uh, with a surprise entrance from MVP and Edge, who had the loudest pop of the night. So, gentlemen, I ask you, how would you rate the Royal Rumble, and was you satisfied with the outcome?
I give it a 7. I give the Royal Rumble a 7. And Edge coming back was cool. My boy Drew McIntyre, who I fucking called and predicted, won the shit. I'm happy about that because that man actually deserves it. Charlotte may have won the Royal Rumble, but Bianca Belair ran that motherfucking match. And I'm happy to see that because that's a fellow black woman. Also, shout out to Naomi, who also had a pretty good pop when she came out too. And the way Naomi was looking, I feel like she could be a contender for a championship pretty soon. So I hope she keeps working hard and keep on the trajectory that she's going. But of course, Edge coming back was the highlight of the whole Royal Rumble. And not only just coming back, but like spearing people, doing his moves, like having that moment with Randy Orton, like it was very well executed. So all in all, I feel like it was a pretty good pay per view. I did like both. Royal Rumble matches. People bitched about Brock Lesnar at the beginning of the Royal Rumble, but I actually liked it because number one, it told a story, and number two, it also provided context to like just how strong Brock Lesnar is at this point in time. Like, and I think it also cements his legacy as like one of the goats. Like whether you like it or not, Brock Lesnar is one of the goats of WWE. At one point, he was the youngest WWE champion, and you know what I'm saying. That shit right there, like he's going to be a Hall of Famer, and this night right here just confirms it even more. So, and I think now he also has the record for most eliminations. So I'm glad to see. Well, not glad, but like I like how they're developing Brock Lesnar, even though it pisses people off. The fact that it pisses people off means people is watching. It means people is paying attention, and it means people actually give a fuck. So it'll be bad if Brock Lesnar did all that, and then most people are like, "Wow, I don't really care." Like, no, people hate what happened, and that's as good. And in the world of wrestling, being hated is just as good as being loved. So all in all, I think Royal Rumble was a good pay per view, and yeah.
Tony, you got anything to say?
I'll give it a 7 and two Laffy Taffies. Um, I give it a 7 and 2 Laffy Taffies. It was good. I love the Brock Lesnar thing. Um, I love the Brock Lesnar how he was knocking everybody at the beginning of the Royal Rumble. I love the female one, but it seemed like a lot of the other matches was kind of dry on. Like it wasn't like nobody wasn't really doing that really exciting, doing a lot of matches. The one that era that I really didn't like is Edge's first spear. How the fuck the cameraman is going to move to the crowd off his first spear was like kind of crazy, and it was just like, oh, he going to spear somebody, and then the camera moved to the audience. That was kind of like a small blow, but everything was kind of good.
Okay, I'm probably more. I mean, seven's a good score. I think I'm gonna give it an 8 because I think it got as far as y'all know, Royal Rumble was like my favorite pay per view, and I got what I wanted out of this whole pay per view. Um, I will agree that some of the matches were slow, but the strap match I thought it was really good. Uh, the match between Becky and Oscar, I thought that was really good. I knew Oscar was going to lose that, but it doesn't really hurt her either. So because she's still like tag champ, so I knew they was going to get Becky that belt. The Royal Rumble, by the time me and Tony got to the bar, we got like a quarter way through. So we didn't see who's the beginning, but it didn't matter anyway because my girl Bianca Belair was cleaning house, and she looked good. Um, I didn't know Sasha was hurt though, because I was wondering why Sasha wasn't in there, but I guess she was hurt. So that's I hope she gets better. Hope she gets better before WrestleMania. Um, yeah, I marked out for Edge. When I heard that you think you know me, I jumped on Tony and told him, and he can tell you like there was some girl at the bar. I guess she heard me yell Edge, and she came out the bathroom just to see Edge come through. So yeah, I'll give it an 8. I will give it an 8. I got everything I want out of it. As far as Charlotte winning the Rumble, I'm not surprised because I think we all called it, obviously. Um, and plus, I knew that this. I understand. Even though I don't want to see her in the main event of WrestleMania because I think she's had an up and down year. I knew she was going to be in there. I think a lot of people thought Roman Reigns was going to win it, but I was like, nah, Roman's been out the main event card for like the longest, and even if he did win it, it's like I don't see the problem with that. I guess then again he's already won, so I know he doesn't need it. But at the same time, I think he's gonna like fight Bray Wyatt for the SmackDown title or the Universal title. So I feel like that's gonna happen. Um, and speaking of WrestleMania, since a lot of this stuff hooked up from WrestleMania, uh, the how do y'all feel about what's going to conspire in WrestleMania in the future? Because I know Drew is facing Brock, but nothing else is really conspired yet. What do y'all think about that?
You know me, I'm a wait and see type of guy. I'm not really gonna speculate on shit before I see some shit. So I don't know. I'm gonna just wait and see. I'm not really big on conspiracies and theories and shit like that, unless I have like an idea or like I think, or unless I have a suggestion. But I've never been the type to like say, oh, maybe this and maybe that. Like, let's just wait and see.
What you think, Tony?
Repeat what you say, cause I just jumped back in.
I said, what do you think? I basically like, how do you feel like the match is gonna the setup for WrestleMania is? I know it just started, but basically, like Drew's going after Brock, and what do you think is gonna what matches you think is gonna happen in WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's, I don't know, but who's gonna go against the Fiend now? Um, and then
I think it may be Roman.
I just
What
hope they don't do like the Undertaker or something like that because that junk be kind of dry.
Was you tired of Undertaker?
No, it's just that he's old. He don't got that energy like that. You know what I mean? He's old.
Okay. I do wish Dion was here because Dion was having some bad WrestleMania matches that I just I'm like me personally, I thought I don't want to see it. I know a lot of people are hyped up on Shayna Baszler like taking on Becky Lynch, but I don't
Ronda,
want to I
Ronda,
personally
Ronda Rousey.
or Ronda Rousey. I personally don't want to see it. I feel like there's other like people that should be more in the pecking order to go against Becky or some shit like that. Because I know Charlotte's
Yes,
not gonna go against Becky.
I need to tell you,
Um,
I don't even follow NXT like that. But that black girl with that long ponytail, she was a beast. Oh my gosh,
Bianca
she's
Belair.
a she's a beast. She was flexing on her, man. I was like, gosh. I think I'm a new fan because of that. But yeah, man, if I don't know, but I just hope it be a good WrestleMania. Um, I just hope it be a good WrestleMania.
I hope so too. I hope so too. I think the only match I really want, and I've been saying this because I don't want this to get stale by the time it happens. I want a fatal four way between the four horsewomen because I feel like that's been long overdue, and that'd be a good way to celebrate the women's evolution since it basically started with them. And like you, even before you bring other new women in there, I feel like you need to celebrate them women and how they kind of been carrying the women's division, and just give them a fatal four way, and just move on with it. And that's basically it. Anything else before we get on to a next topic?
Wait, did you ask a question?
I say you got any last words before we get on to the next
Oh,
topic?
nah.
Okay, Father. So, do you want to talk about Tekken Seven's Leroy problem or Terry Crews?
Terry Crews, please.
Okay, I was hoping you say that. All right. I didn't really write that much down for Terry Crews. I wrote a little bit. I think. Hold on, let me check it.
Because I got some words for that one.
Uh, Ter- yeah, Terry Crews is in the news again for his comments about Gabrielle Union and everything that happened on America's Got Talent. If anybody remembers, Gabrielle Union was on America's Got Talent, didn't get a contract picked up, and she says she's seeing some racism and sexism things going on, especially from people like Jay Leno. And they asked Terry Crews on I forgot what day show it was, and basically he was like, "That's the most diverse," and I'm paraphrasing. That's the most diverse. cast of people that he done seen, and like he done seen no racism. So a lot of people felt like Terry Crews done thrown Gabrielle Union under the bus. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. And I'm gonna explain why. And we're gonna go deep into this today. Number one. Now, see, when we're on TV, right? Black people on TV, obviously we have a history of not getting taken seriously, right? And even Kobe's death proves that. Like, we're not really taken seriously unless we die or some shit. Or like our legacy isn't really taken into consideration unless we do something huge. So when Gabrielle Union made those comments, we was riding for her. We was like, all right, yo, if she experienced racism, that's what I mean, not experience, but if she's seen racism and she's calling it out, why the fuck would you fire her? You know what I'm saying? She's only relaying what she's seen. If them niggas want, if them motherfuckers want racist, then she wouldn't have nothing to say, right? So we was riding for Gabrielle Union. Then this nigga gets up on TV and does the whole, well, that cast is diverse. I ain't really seen nothing like that, bruh, bruh. The issue isn't that you relayed your experience. If you didn't experience racism, fine, you didn't experience it. But for you to paint a narrative where, oh, since you didn't see it, it didn't happen, undermines what Gabrielle Union was trying to say, and effectively throws her under the bus because now you're gonna have people looking at her like she's crazy. Now people can go up to her and be like, "Well, Terry Crews is black and he didn't see any racism, so you're lying." That's what they can literally say to her by virtue of what you said. So it would have been better if Terry would have said, "Well, I wasn't there, so I can't speak on it, but I would support Gabrielle Union whatever she's doing because she's a great woman, and I'm gonna support her." That is what you do, especially with a black woman. Like, bro, you know how many times black women had our backs, and then you got some coon ass niggas that don't be reciprocating the same energy. Especially since Gabrielle Union actually defended Terry Crews back in the day when he was going through his little situation. Gabrielle Union actually defended Terry Crews, and Terry Crews threw her under the bus. That's something I can't get down with. And on top of that, you're a black man, and you do that to a black woman. Like, come on, bro. That's off code, and there are repercussions for that. And the thing is, see, we warned people about Terry Crews when he was going through his sexual assault case. We weren't going at Terry Crews because he got sexually assaulted. We were going at Terry Crews because he was trying to throw black men under the bus, talking about, well, masculinity is so toxic, and we need to hold each other accountable. And yes, I agree, we do need to hold each other accountable. Yes, I agree. It was a lose-lose situation. If you would have beat that man up for touching you, you would have went to jail. But if you would have did it the way you did it, then you were going to be looked at a certain way as like weak or whatever. You're not a man or whatever. It was a lose-lose situation. Fine, I understand that. But what black man had a problem with was that you tried to throw them under the bus by talking about that toxic masculinity shit. And it's like, what does that have to do with us? You let that man touch you. Well, not let that man, but like that man touched you. That ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? So for you to sit there and say that about us, like, we're gonna check you for that. And then not only are you saying that, you are saying it to people that's gonna cross you. You're saying it to people that's gonna be your friend 1 minute and then turn your back on you the next because you said something they didn't like. And guess what the fuck happened? That exact same shit happened because he made a comment about he believes that a man and a woman should be the parent. Like, kids should grow up in a house with a man and a woman. Bro, when I tell you white liberal LGBT Twitter came out on his neck, bro, that man got canceled instantaneously. And we warned people that this was gonna happen, and it fucking happened. But then we still get blamed because um right after Terry Crews said that, there was a whole bunch of black women talking about black men never support us. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't include us in that nigga's mess because we warned y'all. We warned y'all about Terry Crews. And then there was a whole bunch of black women saying, "No, you didn't warn us about Terry Crews. You were trying to demasculate him because he got touched, and you were shaming him for being a sexual assault victim." And we were like, the niggas you were talking to probably did that. But if I remember correctly, because I was there on Twitter, I saw all the damn tweets. Yes, there was some people who were doing that, but there was a lot of us that was saying, "Hey, yo, Terry, this ain't it. This has nothing to do with toxic masculinity. It happens that you are a celebrity in Hollywood, and this shit happens all the time. That's why they have a Me Too movement. That's why they have a Times Up movement, because it happens all the time. But don't sit there and blame black men or try to throw us under the bus because some shit done happened to you. That's what we're saying." And then we're getting the same treatment from certain black women that looked at it and went like, "Oh my God, they don't protect us. They don't protect black women. They always throwing black women under the bus." Who is they? That's that nigga. We warned you. And it pissed me off when I saw that, because if you look at the case and if you looked at the comments that black man was talking about, if you watch the YouTube videos, if you watch the Instagram stories, niggas was talking about it. They was talking about it. At one point, we was even going to ride for Terry Crews, but then he did it in a way that we couldn't rock with him. He fucking and humiliates himself on national television, and we gotta hold that. So all those those particular black women that was talking about, oh, black men don't do whatever because they don't see Terry Crews act like a goddamn coon on national television. We not holding that shit. We not holding that. And we can have these discussions if you want to, but let's make sure the proper context is being used, because Terry Crews once again proves that he is gonna buck dance for white zaddy. Ugh.
Tony, you got anything to say? Oh, Tony's not here.
I think he got
Let me. Okay.
it again.
Yeah, I think you got to. Okay, let me just say this. My biggest pet peeve is getting blamed for something that I have no control over. And Terry Crews is one of the people where I feel like anytime he does stuff, either either is with us or against us, I feel like it always try to portray something that we're not there for. And for, like you said, a lot of not just black women, but a lot of feminists was trying to put this on black men. I remember Amanda Seales was trying to put this on black men when they was talking about this on a reel. And like you said, and like I said, whoa, he ain't got nothing to do with us. He was throwing when he was throwing black men under the bus, y'all was all kikiing and talking about go ahead and all that other shit. So now when he throw black women on the bus, it's all of a sudden y'all want to drag them. We if anything, I said this before, black men, we was right about this on both sides. We told Terry Crews that, hey, as soon as you put a different opinion that doesn't agree with this, they gonna drag you for it, just like you said with the LGBT thing, and just like it was with the him throwing Gabrielle Union on the bus. We been said Terry Crews been buck broken, so I don't. So to me, that's not our problem, and I feel like a lot of black men feel about that. No, that's not our problem. He's been doing this for a minute. Now y'all just catching on. Uh, and that's and to me, Terry Crews, he's just. I've been saying this. He needs to shut up. When his wife's and the funny part is when his wife said, if Gabrielle didn't put a statement out, you don't need to talk about it. If she hasn't talked about it, then you don't need to talk about it. And what do? You get on daytime TV and
Talk.
you talk about it. You ain't had to like we're all in well, me and Father, we in agreements. You did not have to throw that man under the bus. I mean, you did not have to throw Gabrielle Union under the bus. You could have at least said, look, because I don't think he was on the same time as um Gabrielle Union. Matter of fact, Tyra Banks, she stayed on code because they asked Tyra too. She basically said, I was there and I just did my job and I went home. She didn't say nothing else. She said, I did my job and went home, which is basically black people's term for I'm not in it
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to be in it. So if Tyra Banks could do that, why couldn't you? And I think the moral of the story is I can understand like you want to listen to your wife, but you really sometimes um gotta just shut the fuck up sometimes. And uh and this is for the woman that says white people or black people are the white black men are the white people of black
My
people, I
community.
guess that's what she said. In order for us to be the white people or black people, we got to be in some type of power. And like Terry Crews doesn't even hold power to his show. Terry Crews is an employee. That's why that statement is wrong. Like I can understand if black men hold a type of power, or that if it was Terry Crews' show, but it was not. Terry Crews is an employee. He's trying to get a check, just like Gabrielle Union was trying to get a check. Now, if they would have joined together, that'd have been good. And he could have had her back, but he could have, like I said, he could have said nothing, and like we would have been cool with it. But don't. I think the whole thing is don't put Terry Crews in with us because we've been trying to warn you all the time. And also, let me ask you a question. What do you think of this tweet? Because I think we talked about it, but what do you think of this tweet? There's only one woman on earth I have to please. Her name is Rebecca. Not my mother, my sister, my daughters, or co-workers. I will let their husbands, boyfriends, partners take care of them. With Rebecca getting you wings. What do you think about that?
Um, Hold on. I want to hear what Tony has to say. Tony, you got anything to say?
Who's Rebecca? Oh well. Oh no. First thing
Rebecca's
I
his
think.
wife.
Oh okay. What I think about Gabrielle Union, I think Gabrielle Union is like I think she like pro black always. She always been like that. And I think that they probably didn't like the way a strong black female was gonna be on the show. So maybe that's why they was trying to show a little racism toward him. And I think Terry Crews, he was just one of them. He probably was one of them black people just cool with white people regardless of whatever they say, just to be hip with them. And Gabrielle Union is not like that. So they probably felt two different type of environments on the show as far as dealing with other people because that's one thing that a lot of powerful white men like. I mean, don't like is powerful black females that can speak their mind. And Terry Crews is not a guy to speak his mind like that.
So in regard in regards to the tweet, right? The fact that see, here's the part that got me. If you want to say the woman that you're gonna listen to is Rebecca, fine. You should have ended the tweet there. But the fact that you said, not my mother, not my daughters, not my sister. What? That's your family. What the fuck you mean not your mother, not you? I wish somebody stepped up to my mother and see what the fuck I'll do to them. I wish somebody stepped up to my sister and see what the fuck I do to them. My daughters especially. Why would you tweet some shit like that? What is you on, my nigga? Like, that, I'm sorry. I gotta say this, and I really didn't want to say this because there's still a small part of me that still has hope for Terry Crews. But I need to say this. That's some bitch made shit. That's some bitch man. I don't know what type of spirit inhabited our brother, but oh my god, bro. The fact that he tweeted that really made me lose a lot of respect for him. Like, not your mother, not your daughter, not your sisters. If you don't get the fuck out of my face with that, how about all of them? You can have respect for Rebecca and have respect for all the women in your family too, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? Talking about, oh, well, they need to consult their man. What would happen in that case if the man is abusive? Then what would you do? Because according to your tweet, you wouldn't have done shit either. Because they're not Rebecca. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit, man. That really pissed me off.
Uh, look, as far as I'm concerned, a man's job is to protect and provide, and that don't really sound like a man that's protecting and providing. If anything, and look, I understand a marriage, is a fit, is a you both have to put all in a relationship. But at the same time, I feel like um, you do gotta make decisions on your own. You don't really gotta go to your wife all the time. Now, maybe your wife is good at solving things. That's probably why you go to a wife. But sometimes I feel like as a man, you gotta solve them problems on your own. What you about to say, Tony?
No, and I was just going to say, I think a lot of people need publicists or something because a lot of people can't really talk about situations the right way, and money come into effect with that. That's all I really got to say about that.
All right. Any last words before we get on to our next topic?
Stay on code.
I love you, Gabrielle Union. Just so you know.
Yeah, and we love you, Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
Fine,
She's a
fine.
beast.
Shout out to Leroy.
Okay. This next one I want to talk about because I'm a fan of fighting games, and so is Father. Evo Japan was just last week, and the one tournament I was looking forward to was Tekken 7. Because of their new character Leroy Smith, I kind of want to see how he was in tournaments. Now, the the best part to me, the best part of this is that in the top 8 there was 6 Leroys in the top 8, and a lot of people feel like he's ruining the game. They're comparing him to Third Strike Chun Li. They're comparing him to Tekken 6 Bob. They're comparing him to any OP character that's ever been in the game. So I ask y'all this: how do y'all feel about this? Because even after the patch and the nerf that he's gotten, he's still considered OP. So how do y'all feel about people saying that he's ruining the game?
I'm sleep. I'm just gonna say it straight up. I'm sleep. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. Broken? Who? Leroy? Nah, he's just a character in Tekken. He just so happens to be such a cool character that he got 6 people playing him in top 8. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm sleep. I don't know what y'all complaining about. That's a black man running Tekken now. You're not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna sit there and bug dance. No, that's a black man. Let that man run that game. I don't care. Y'all had a whole bunch of other characters. You know what I'm saying? How many characters Street Fighter done had that got white blonde hair and blue eyes? Damn near half the cast got that shit. And now y'all gonna complain because a black man running Tekken. Shit, I'm asleep. Y'all can't handle that. I'm gonna keep playing Leroy regardless.
Yo, like one, I'm amazed at all the complaints. To me, like, don't get me wrong, there was people like Lil Manja. He was like, yeah, he's strong, but he's not OP. It's just that he just does very high damage. But to me, like I said, when I first played him, and I know Father was like, give it time, but when I first played against him and he did a down back 4 and I couldn't punish it, I said, Leroy's going to be a problem. I knew from then Leroy is going to be a problem. And the more I like played with him, when I got the chance to play with him, and the more I've seen other people play with him, and he's getting these 85 80 damage combos, or like he got 120 damage combos and all that, depending on how well you could use them. I knew he was going to be a problem. So I was expecting, especially Japanese, because Japanese, they'll go for top tier characters. Like, if you can win with a top tier character, they will do it. That's why, like, for Third Strike, Chun Li like runs that game, and Chun Li and Yun, and like, shoot, was it Street Fighter? There was a bunch of Karen players, if I'm correct. There was a bunch of Karen players. Like, everybody was using top tier. I remember Vanilla Street Fighter 5. Chun Li was considered OP, and everybody was using OP. Chun Li, Ricky Ortiz, and a bunch of other people was using Chun Li. So to me, I'm glad to see like Leroy on top, especially him as a black man, as a black character, and everybody agrees he's a cool looking character. And just in time for Black History Month, because I don't know when the next time they're going to nerf him, but I'm just going to enjoy this while I can. Now, don't get me wrong, he's not my main. He's like my third character, but I'm gonna just enjoy it while I can. So I feel like y'all just gotta adapt to it. And that's really much I got to say about that. Anyone else want to say something about that?
Nah, I'm okay with it. I don't. I think I ain't played Tekken in a long time, but I'm gonna have to check it out on YouTube. The player y'all talking about?
Oh yeah, just look up Leroy Smith. He's a black old dude with dreadlocks that does Wing Chun like Hitman. Yo,
I
he
bet.
like he's nice. He's dope. Um, Father, I take it you're done with this one, this topic as well.
Yeah.
All right. Let's probably get to the last topic of the night. I want to talk about the Grammys now. Especially like Tyler Creator winning Best Rap Album, but when he came up to his speech, he was talking about how like anytime when someone with his skin color does something genre bending, like they just put him in a rap album or best rap category, or and there was other winners like I know Lizzo won a couple, Billie Eilish won a couple. I know a lot of people feel like they've been snubbed and all that other stuff. So how do y'all feel about what conspired in the Grammys?
So I'm gonna answer this completely ignorant to the Grammys because I ain't watch it. I was too busy. I was too busy watching the Royal Rumble, and also, Kobe passed away, so I didn't want to hear anything about the Grammys. The only thing about the Grammys that I really heard of was how big of a crowd there was outside of the Staples Center, the house that Kobe built, because they were celebrating his life and shit. But in terms of the Grammys, I haven't fucked with the Grammys for a very, very, very long time. And because back in 2010, was it 2010? No, 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 it wasn't 2010. I forgot the year Adele won for like best new album, for like best album, and it snubbed Beyonce, and even Adele had to admit that that should have won. Like Beyonce should have won that Grammy. So it's always been some shady shit with the Grammys. You can tell the people who deserve to win Grammys don't win Grammys. They go towards people that, and when I say that, I'm not trying to discredit the people that did win Grammys, but what I'm saying is there was a clear distinction of what was worthy of winning a Grammy for just how much work, the passion that went into that project, versus your song just winning because somebody preferred it over this album or over this song or over this artist and shit. And in regards to like Lizzo winning a Grammy, I don't really care for Lizzo. I never really cared for Lizzo. I never even really listened to any of her music, so I can't say whether her music is good or bad or whether she even deserves the Grammy. But I feel like she only really won a Grammy because of her platform, in which she's very controversial and she's very unapologetic, but in the wrong ways. Because you could be body positive without being a dumbass. And she's put herself in some dumbass situations and then want to cry on Instagram when when people call her out for her dumbassery. So you know what I'm saying? I just feel like there's just certain people that just win Grammys, and like, and then there's Grammys that no one really cares about. Like, okay, best country artist. I like the people who listen to country might care about that, but niggas ain't really watching the Grammys for country. They're watching the Grammys for pop artists, for hip hop artists, and all that other shit. And to see who wins best new artist and shit like that, and to support the people that got nominated. If you're a fan of theirs or not, that's what really the Grammys is for. So all in all, like, yeah, I'm, like, skipping the Grammys was a pretty good decision if you ask me, because nothing really happened that I cared about, and not only that, like Tyler the Creator, I'm still salty about this. I understand Tyler the Creator made a good album or whatever, but I don't like the fact that he beat my boy 21 Savage, because I Am Greater Than I Was us. It was such a good album to me, and he also beat Meek Mill, which was also a really good album. Of course, I'm gonna prefer 21 Savages because I'm a big 21 Savage fan, but it just seemed like with the Grammys and the way they be moving and the way they be picking people for whoever gets a Grammy or not, like it's not done in genuine. It's not done like in a genuine manner. It's only done in a way that's gonna make people either watch or what's gonna trend on Twitter even more. And that's how I feel about it.
the Grammys is not like it would have used to be. The Grammys used to be worth a lot more than what it is right now. And I think politics come into play with Grammys for whoever winning. It's not the people that's supposed to be winning, like you was saying earlier. I don't even look at the Grammys like that. I kind of like I really don't care about the awards that much anyway. I think I stopped watching it when Nicki Minaj was winning them, and she had no competition. It was just her and unknown people, and she was just winning stuff. Um, I think the only thing I probably look out are the Grammys or the performance. That was kind of good, but I haven't even checked that either because, like you said earlier, we was talking about either Kobe or we was looking at the Royal Rumble. And but they also said that the Royal Rumble, they already said that the Grammys hit its grand low today. It still was the highest show seen on Sunday, but the views was real low when it came on. So it is what it is.
Okay, as far like everybody else, I didn't watch the Grammys, but I did try to keep up with who won. So as far as I've never listened to Billie Eilish. I don't understand the appeal to Billie Eilish. I guess she makes good music. I don't know. But to me, it's just like she's here today, gone tomorrow. I could be wrong. As far as best rap album, it as a Tyler the Creator fan, and I've always been a Tyler Creator fan, he does make good music. And to me, I've always said like even in his younger days, if you get past all the shock value stuff that he will just rap about, and like he actually is very lyrical, and his music is very good. Now, Igor was a really good album, but to me, that's his third best album. If you ask me personally, Wolf and Cherry Bomb. No. Wolf and Flower Boy are like way better albums than to me Igor. But Igor is cool. But shout out to my man YB. I said this before. Shout out to my man YB and Corday. He's from Maryland, and the fact that he's up there, I'm really happy for. Um, I expected Lil Nas X to win a couple. I expected Lil Nas X to win a Grammy. I expected Lizzo to win a Grammy. I know a lot of people are mad that Ariana Grande got snubbed, and I guess Lana Del Rey, but ain't that much you can do. But overall, it's just like I do think Tyler is right. I felt like anytime like you if they don't know what genre you really want to put in, they'll just put you in the hip hop category. And to me, yeah, there may be better albums. I don't know, but at the same time, am happy as a Tyler Creator fan that he did win one. So I guess you could just say it's bittersweet. And that's pretty much all I can say about that. Anybody else before we get to our final thoughts?
Nah.
All right. Let's get to our final thoughts, and we're gonna start with Tony. Got any final thoughts?
You probably
Yeah, you probably not. Father, you got any final thoughts?
um I guess one thing that I could probably say is we need to do better in like well no, actually no, let me change it. Um I just want to shout out Black Twitter because they was giving everybody the smoke that was coming for Kobe. They was giving the white feminists the smoke. They was giving people that was talking greasy the smoke. Like that's all I've been seeing on my timeline lately. People was not having it. You know, I saw a lot of inspirational posts. I saw a lot of art, like really, really good fan art and shit like that. So people are really just trying to make light of a bad situation. And I just want to shout Black Twitter out for staying positive.
I guess get to my. I guess I'm gonna get to my final thoughts. I guess. Um, does I don't know if anybody really have a problem with Pastor Troy because I know a lot of my friends don't even know who Pastor Troy. One actually thought he was an actual pastor, so he was getting on about the churches and all that other stuff. But I had to let him know that Pastor Troy is a rapper. I uh, look as the homosexuality doesn't bother me. I've said this before. I don't think it's affecting the black community or like emasculating the black community. I done said this many times before. Maybe now the thing is, Pastor Troy's been in the industry. He probably done seen a lot of stuff that we don't know about. So I feel like I don't have a. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a problem with Pastor Troy said, but at the same time, I don't really care either. But I do feel like a lot of people. There's a couple people that are fake outraged, but y'all won't even know is unless y'all like hip hop fans. I don't think y'all gonna know who he is like a week later. I think a lot of people's going to be another forgettable story. So, um, now Tony, I know that's your man. You got anything to say about that, or do you think?
Yeah, I hop right back in that car. You said Pastor Troy, like, what you talking about? Talking about that statement when he talking about his sons and stuff about the gay comment, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he said it. I think he didn't say it in a respectful way. I think he said it in a respectful way, and he's entitled to an opinion. And I know a lot of people down south kind of have that opinion about gay sexual stuff going on out there. Um, it's on both sides of the fence because in this generation right now, is it's a lot more open out here, and I don't know. Like I feel, I told James I feel on both type of ways. I don't have a problem with it, but like sometimes I just don't want to see it all the time. If that makes sense. I mean, shoot an arrow at me, but um, I don't know, man. I mean, I have no problem about it either, but um, I just go both sides of the fence with the statement, though.
And I'm not gonna lie. I feel the same way. I don't think like there's ever gonna be a point where people are. I mean, people tolerate it, and I guess that's what they was asking for. But some people just not go like as Father done said before. Some people just not gonna rock with it, and that's fine
It,
as long as no one puts hands on anybody or threaten their life or endanger their life. Some people just not gonna rock with it. So I'm pretty
it,
sure I'm pretty sure everybody who is fake outraged about this, y'all gonna forget about this in a week, just like y'all do everything. So
yeah,
that's all I'm
but
gonna say.
you know
Go
I'm a
ahead.
big Pastor. You know I'm a big Pastor Troy fan. I've been rocking since Pastor Troy since like '99. Um,
Yeah.
and I got like all his albums, and I still bump his stuff, even when he come out with his little fake commercial jumps. But a lot of the spurs, I'm think he taking because he's independent. He never wanted to sign to little major labels because he said he didn't like how everything was commercial and how a lot of people change or how they try to change your individuality about what you want to do as far as your music. And I know a lot of times him and Bun B was saying like the the corporate people will try to change you. They will make you do stuff that you don't want to do to sell albums or to put you out there, and it's hard to come back from that stuff. So, like I said, both sides of the fence to that statement.
Okay. By the way, you got any final thoughts?
Um, mm, when's the next? When's the next pay per view? Is it Elimination Chamber?
Super Showdown, and then it's Elimination Chamber. I think.
Mm.
and it's in
I
like
guess
late February.
it was in late February. And who y'all got
Yeah,
winning the Super Bowl?
I got the Chiefs.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs too.
Uh,
Uh, what you
I
got?
think Patrick Mahomes gonna have a big game.
Uh, damn. I don't give a fuck about neither of these teams. I don't know. You said it's the Chiefs and who?
Chiefs and the 49ers.
Uh, damn it. Shit. I'm just gonna eat the food. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, Patrick Holmes is he a young ass quarterback for the first time in the Super Bowl.
Oh
And this his
yeah,
first year? And this his first year?
second. I think it's the
The second
second.
year?
It's either the second or
Damn.
third. Yeah, that dude real young. And he's about to break the. If he wins the Super Bowl, he officially broke the Madden curse. That's why I'm like really. I would
Oh
say
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
only thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's keeping me interested in the game is if he wins the Super Bowl, he literally broke the Madden curse.
Unless he get injured.
Yeah, and then the Madden curse is real again.
I completely forgot about the man curse, man. Oh man. Yeah, my
Uh,
final thoughts was I think that's it. I don't really have nothing for final thoughts. To see what's up with this pay per view. Rest in peace to the Kobe family, and then that's it.
Okay. And with on that, we're gonna end this podcast. Again, recipes Kobe, recipes Gigi Bryant, and recipes to the other people that was in that helicopter crash. Um, check on your Kobe fans because I know they're still going through it. I'm not saying it as a joke to like literally check on them, like just to see just to be a shoulder to lean on. I would like to thank the panelists for
Hey,
coming
but hey,
on.
before you call out, do you think was it wrong for TMZ to break that news before they told the family about the helicopter crash?
Yeah, sometimes I agree. Sometimes it's not good to be first. Sometimes you get all the facts. And the fact that she had to learn through TMZ instead of like someone giving her a phone call, yeah, that's really fucked up.
Mm.
But the other sad part is like when I saw TMC, that's when I knew it was official. Because usually TMC be on their shit, and I feel like everybody's been going through TMZ when it comes to celebrity news and just rolling them.
Yeah, because I told you that when I called you, I was like, it was on TMZ, and I didn't believe it. But for you to learn that your the plane that your husband was on, and you learn it on the news rather than somebody say. Because I think the police said something about that too. Police mission sent a statement to TMZ about that, about them saying something before even the news or the police even knew about the thing. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And on that note, we'll go ahead and end this. I'd like to thank the panel for jumping on another good episode. I'd like to thank everybody for listening, hearing us talk our shit again. Till then, this is You Know What? Let me just say podcast, and I'm signing out. Peace.
yep.